I called CGC to cancel the UF4 acetate grading that we did from the convention floor. And here's what happened. Welcome back, gang. Remember, the mission for 2022 is supporting Mission 22. Click the links down below. Mission 22, if you don't know, is a 501 non-for-profit charity supporting veterans, their families, and veterans' mental health and awareness for that. So click the links down below and check them out. Short answer is well, nothing happened, unfortunately. But before we get deeper into that, let's add a little backstory here a bit. Yeah, I'm gonna get crucified for this. We took our additional copies and we submitted them to CGC on the convention floor. We felt we had an opportunity to give back. Ultimately, it seemed like it was going to be the best book of the convention that weekend. Like I said, we saw an opportunity to grade some books, do a charity auction, and give back to Mission 22, amongst other giveaways. We gave away some on the floor. We gave away to some veteran friends. But ultimately, we saw an opportunity to grade copies, hopefully come back in high grade, and do a charity auction. Not to mention personal collection. A veteran myself, I thought this was going to be a great book to have for the convention. For the collection. A great book to have for the collection. See if I can splice that in somehow. We're all feeling pretty duped over here. Everybody in the comic dojo is feeling pretty duped now. It's kind of where we're at. So to circle back around, an extremely pleasant and nice individual at CGC answered the phone and reminded me that the cancellation policy, there's no cancellations allowed. I understand and agree that once my submission is delivered to CGC, it cannot be canceled or changed, and no refunds will be issued. Like I said, I'm aware of that, much like a lot of other people, but we felt like the situation was extenuating, circumstances. So we asked for help. We genuinely asked for help. And the super nice lady stayed on the line with me, and we filed an appeal. Once that appeal was filed, I said, I've tried, okay? We went to bed and woke up the next morning. And in under 12 hours, that submission, was received, opened, and scheduled for grading. Okay. I know where I'm sitting now. It's not a comfortable spot to be in. It's the most toxic book over the last year, 2 years that I can think of. And I just submitted additional copies for grading. And everybody's going to look at that and think I'm trying to profit. No, not the case. Not going to be able to change everybody's mind, but I wanted to record this for the purpose of transparency, because we are going to receive that box back. We are going to open it up, and we are going to see what happens. CGC's already responded with adjustments to the labels, things of that nature. Still no official word from Marvel yet. I think there's a lot of hearsay. There's a lot of conversations happening, but I don't know that I've seen an official release from Marvel. At the end of the day, when you're standing in line and you look at a picture of a book on the internet, it's kind of hard to scrutinize it, and you kind of get excited. FOMO, fear of missing out. There's different facets to FOMO, right? When you get excited about a book and you think personal collection, you think giveaways. Like, I honestly looked at this and this would be perfect. If this book sells out, this would be a perfect opportunity to do some giveaways, bring the book to people that aren't going to be able to get it. And then when you look at it at that aspect, you got to find a way to take that book and make it work for itself as well. There's that aspect. I'm not talking about flip, like quadrupling. I'm talking about just getting by. The name of the game isn't here. The name, 3, 2, 1. The name of the game here isn't to just take people's money. It's an attempt to bring book to people, but then also do it that it's not becoming a sacrificial part from our lives as well. Like, we want to help, we want to be a part, but at the same the same angle, we got to do it, and we got to be healthy, and we got to be comfortable from our standpoint too. We all want to give and give and give back, but you can't bring yourself to the point of giving to where you have nothing left to give either. It's got to be self-sustaining, right? It's got to be something we work together on, and it's got to be something that's got to be healthy. And this book is not healthy. So when I spoke with CGC and said extenuating circumstances, and I asked for help, I'm like, I don't feel like I can bring this book to any sort of a charity auction for veterans, by veterans, because of the issues that the book has. We've identified that the flag is not folded properly. Chip Gittler. Thank you, Chip. We've identified the stripes aren't on there correctly. We've identified mistakes on the back. We've identified a lot of issues with the book. Counterfeit, illegitimate. It's a legitimate book that was printed last year, that was approved by Marvel, and however many they ordered, and this is what I'm gathering and I'm understanding, that's becoming more and more factual by day. And then the acetate cover was added, meaning that, it wasn't approved by Marvel. Well, it means like 90% of the book was pre-approved. This acetate cover's not. I'm not going to split hairs down here, but the collecting community in general over the last 20, 30, 40 years has found a niche, has found something for counterfeit books, illegitimate books. People like them. People seek them. People look for them. So I'm holding out hope that when these books get back, that one, we don't get ultimately crucified. And if you guys choose to do that go ahead. Go ahead. I mean, everybody has an opinion. That's fine. But more importantly, we all have to remember that we can disagree, and we can do it in a healthy fashion, though. That's what I'm talking about. We can disagree, but let's disagree in a healthy fashion. It's time for people to stop attacking other people, and let's, move on. Either way, this box is coming back, and I'm paying for it no matter what. I don't have a choice now. That's kind of where I'm at with this. I've been on a couple of shows with people and friends and hanging out and kind of sharing what I've seen and what I spoke to, and that's not what this video is about. I'm not going to speak to what I've seen or what happened or anything at the convention. What I'm speaking to is we graded books, and I am legitimately concerned that people are going to be very upset by that. At the end of the day, I'll go to bed and it'll be fine, and if people are upset, then touche. Well, not touche, but what am I going to do? You're at the con floor. You're submitting books. And then everything goes. There were questions, but then there were more questions, and then there was a toxic level of questions, and then there became a lot more toxicity in the book. So either way, they're there. They're getting graded. This will be really interesting, though, to see what comes back. Like, we've seen the adjustments to the label, but after we've seen what Black Flag was selling at the booth as far as like the 9.9, the 9.8s, and I believe I saw a picture of a 10 somewhere online. I didn't see the 10 personally, but we'll see how these books get graded and they come back, because obviously they're not getting pressed, they're not getting clean. It's just an acetate cover. It's a piece of plastic wrapped over there, and it kind of bulges, and what happens if these all come back? It's going to be interesting, right? If these all come back like 9.2s, 9.4s, this is kind of where I'm at from the research standpoint, kind of bringing this to the community. I don't know anybody else that graded copies of this, and I don't know that anybody else is going to come out and say that they did. Don't know that anybody wants to. Hell, I didn't want to either. But in the same fashion, from kind of like a scientist research standpoint, this feels like it'd be a really good opportunity to kind of record this, kind of document this, and kind of see what happens, right? Either way, what's done is done. I can only control what I can control, and that's where I'm going to be this week.